Today we're going to show you our Minneapolis-Moline LS200 manure spreader. This was built in the 1920s or 30s and it was originally a horse-drawn unit. As you can see from the footrest that's still here, although the seat's long gone and it's been converted to tractor power before we ever got it. This piece of equipment came with the house as a flower planter in the yard, but as our manure pile started to add up, we saw an opportunity to bring it back to life. After emptying out the dirt and stone, it appeared in rough shape, but the metal and castings all seemed okay. The wooden box was originally red with yellow stenciled letters and yellow wheels, and even some of the original yellow stenciling was visible under the chain covers. That part now resides in our house as a clock. The lichens on the metal provided a nice patina, so rather than refinish, we just left the metal original to contrast against the raw wood look. This thing has survived for 9 decades and we figured it deserves to show a little of its history. Now when we got our wood, it was wet and it was February, so it was frozen. And I was all panicky that when the wood was laying on the floor of the garage as it dried out, it would warp on me. So I wanted to get it bolted down, and I admit I was anxious to get the project underway. Obviously, I'm no woodworker, but we had this thing so tight together with no spacing in the gaps, it was beautiful, including some tapered pieces, because it's about 3 inches wider at the back than it is at the front. Now, as I'm sure you already know, wood shrinks when it dries out, so our lovely no gap now has lots of gap. The apron drive is driven by some deep cams on the roller and drive a ratchet. As you can see, when it's in neutral, the roller misses the cams entirely. When we engage it to the first speed, it lets it settle in just far enough to do a single click. When we engage it to the highest speed, it allows the ratcheting mechanism to drop all the way down. When we engage the beaters, it simply lowers the chain onto the cog. Now with this project, we did encounter a couple of issues. One was that the top beaters were gone, so we ended up making our own out of angle iron and steel rod. And one of the ears was broken off of the hub there, so we just cut a piece of a brake shoe. And in the back right here, there's supposed to be a set that's angled paddles that fling the manure in both directions. The stuff that we run out of this is so finely composted that it never really gets past this beater anyway. And we have to both lay a thinner layer and do more trips around because there's no sideways coverage. So what is this piece of equipment, David?
A manure spreader and a hay wagon.
That's right. We also built a platform so that we can use it in the summer for hay. Unfortunately, the high deck and unconventional box shape mean it's not entirely convenient, but it can usually hold 250 to 300 pounds. I'm Simon.
And I'm Heather, and we call this Cozy Cow Farm.
We're not really farmers.
But I'm a farmer.
We just bought the farmhouse with the land.
Got some chickens.
Then we added some cows. And we're still trying to figure out what we're doing. So subscribe to join us on our journey of trying to learn this.
Or comment and let us know what you'd like to see.